So, as we all know, in 1969 we landed on the moon. But did you know that after we landed on the moon, we created wheels on a suitcase? That's right. Before before the moon landing, before 72, everyone carried their suitcases. People had to be strong. There really were no fat people. Like, you had to have upper body strength. People had to carry multiple suitcases. And to think the outfits people wore, heavy, baggy. Girls even wore suits, and like, people did not wear comfy clothes that we wear today. You had to really, these suitcases were heavy. People carried multiple of them, and they didn't have wheels. They had to carry them by hand. It's kind of crazy to think about. And so, at some point, someone came up with a brilliant idea of let's put wheels on a suitcase. As you can see, it looks the same. They literally just put wheels and a little strap, and that's it. Until 1991, many years later, they made the rollerboard, the design that we know today. You can easily, carry it from a height. It doesn't have that strap. The suitcase can stand upright, and it's not the same design that we have today. And then, till many more years later, 2004, we added 2 more wheels. So now we have the 4-wheel suitcase that we all know, easy to carry around, no upper body strength needed, and the rest is history, as we all know. So, what's my point with this? That it's quite crazy to think those design innovations happened in such a long period of time. From the very beginning, people always, just do what's obvious, right? Okay, this is where we're carrying a suitcase, so everyone's carrying a suitcase. Someone had the idea to put wheels, they just put wheels on the current suitcase. Nothing's changing. Another example would be self-driving cars that I'm going to go into in a second here. So if you think of self-driving cars, Waymo, Tesla. I mean, Waymo's literally retrofitting old cars. They're buying like a Jaguar and just retrofitting it. Like, nothing's different about the car other than the fact that it's self-driving. Teslas, it is a much better experience. The design, the car is much nicer, and they've changed a lot. I mean, first of all, it's electric, and, it's self-driving. That's the big aspect of it. But still, when you think of a self-driving car, you think you want to go to sleep in the car, play video games, do work, whatever it may be. So shouldn't you have a bed in the car? Shouldn't maybe, the chairs recline, or there should be some other aspect to it? Well, I mean, that will probably happen, but we're in the very early stages to where people are just making the functionality, right? So people make the functionality without thinking too much of the actual practical design of using the thing, right? Just like with the suitcase example, they're just like, let's put wheels. They didn't think too much. Let's put 4 wheels. Let's make it stand upright. Probably all sorts of added pockets and probably many added things came about it later, right? Safety, lock mechanisms, all sorts of things, whatever. The point is, same I think will happen with the self-driving cars. Now, this is not a car that's real. It's just a concept car. But this is a really cool example to just show you. I don't know if you ever heard of this. This is the Hyundai Seven. It's a 7-seater car, and it's, let me see if I can pull up on the YouTube and show you. It'll be much better. Okay, let me take out the volume. So this is pretty cool. There is no steering wheel. You see the 2 seat, there is a couch, you can lay down, hang out. The 2 front chairs literally spin, so you can like face toward your guest, your family, whoever it is that you're chilling with. And it's only three doors, which I don't know why they did that. Well, they did that because of the couch they have, but I just like that it's different. It's unconventional. Everyone's used to 2 or 4-door cars. I've never seen a 3-door car. I've never seen a car that has a sofa in it. I've never seen a lot that they're doing here. Look, they literally have a chair that also folds into a TV screen. The roof is also a TV screen. Where is it? Let's see. Okay, you have all sorts of like accessible accessories in the car to make it more like I think their goal is to make it like a living room, actually. And so if you think about that, that's quite interesting, because if you think of self-driving cars, well, you think it should be like a living room. If you're not driving, if you're just, going from point A to point B, it should be kind of like a living room. Think of like a private jet, right? A pilot's flying, you as a passenger, as the owner of the private jet or whatever, you're not trying to sit like everyone else in a commercial airline flight, just chilling, sitting, like waiting. You have a table, you have you have a lounge area, kind of, if you will. So that's kind of what they're going for after here, is like building a sort of lounge in your car, which makes sense in the long run, right? In the short run, right now, these are not fully self-driving. This is just a concept. But the point is, just like with the suitcase, in the long run, like up until 2004, we finally hit the pinnacle of suitcases, right? Until then, they were just getting better and better, and now, there's really not much to innovate on, right? So, same with self-driving cars. We're going to get there. And that's just an example of what I think also with eVTOLs. eVTOLs, right now, if you look at all the other companies, I'm not going to pop open them. You guys should know them. If you watch my channel, you know enough. Look at Joby, Archer, Whisk, Vertical Aerospace, Eve, Air Mobility. Almost every company is all doing the same design. No one is doing thinking a little bit beyond, right? And let me talk a little bit about Dyson here, and I'll go back to that. Okay, quick cut, because I only saw this after I recorded the video, and I really want this to be a part of the video. So I'm going to put this somewhere wherever it fits. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. I just found this really cool article. So this is a self-driving car concept, is a hotel sleeping pod on wheels. This is obviously not a car that's being actually built. This is just a concept someone built just to show, I guess, the idea. And the idea is that if you're going to have a self-driving car, like I'm saying, it should be something that you're comfortable in, that you can sleep in, that you want to work in, whatever it is. So look at this concept. Really cool. It is a 3-wheel car. As you can see here is the third wheel. So it has this weird, cool triangular shape. And, it has this LiDAR thing there, I guess. And I guess it has all sorts of interesting things. I've thought of this for the longest time, because I have a self-driving Tesla, actually. And it drives me insane that people don't know when my car is self-driving, which is most of the damn time, because I'm on my phone and shit. But here it says vehicle in transit. I would love some mechanism outside the car to tell people I am on robotaxi, don't freaking bother me. But whatever, just a minute detail there. They probably have a lot of really cool details, but this right here is the coolest part, what I wanted to show you. They have a bed, just like I was talking about. Shouldn't there be a bed in this car if it's self-driving? Look, 2 beds right here, and then 2 chairs as a regular commute, right? And then you can see there's even a luggage down there. This is literally for very long distance transport, like a train or something. I didn't fully read this article, but they're saying it's supposed to be just like how you're on a train sleeping, sleeping on trains and stuff. They want to create the same sort of experience. Now, I don't know if you need this for short rides, right? But still, the concept of even just these 2 chairs facing each other, communicating with your friend, your partner, your family, whoever it is, right? It makes just so much more sense. What we have right now is just way, way early. This right here, or some iterative version of this, is obviously the future. So I just really wanted to highlight that, because this is a really cool concept. And, this is just an idea of what 1972 versus 2004 of suitcases will look like in the self-driving and or the eVTOL space, because right now we are way early to know what the real end product will look like. So yeah, quick note there. When I mean Dyson, I'm talking about the company. I'm actually talking about James Dyson, the creator of the company that we all know, their vacuum cleaners. First of all, if you don't know too much about Dyson, I highly recommend you learn his story. Amazing, incredible entrepreneur. I think he's probably has one of the biggest companies in the world that's private. He owns 100% of the company still. Really amazing story how he got to do that. Most companies at that big, how big Dyson is, would be public by now. But he does not want to give up any equity. He wants full control. He wants 100% of the business, and that's what he did and got. And there's a lot to learn from this guy. He took over 5,000 tries till he invented the Dyson vacuum. He really is like a modern day Thomas Edison. And it's not just the vacuum. As you know, they have a lot of other products, but he's also done some other crazy stuff. Like he's literally built a ship before, I believe, and a lot of other crazy stuff. But I want to read this little thing about him that I saw somewhere that was really interesting. He says, "Don't worry about market research. Follow your own star." I really like that line because I think that's what Brandon's doing. "This is what successful entrepreneurs do," he says. "The opposite of following your own star is following the herd." Okay, so basically what he's saying here is don't go after market research. Everyone right now is going after market research. Morgan Stanley gave a $1 trillion and then a $9 trillion market opportunity that the eVTOL space is going to be, right, respectively in 2040 and 2050. Whatever the number is going to be, 1 trillion, 9 trillion, even more than that. Everyone is just following that market research opportunity rather than, your own star. And what that means is, like I said, everyone is just going after the same thing. He says, James Dyson says, imitation is dangerous to your business. Literally everyone is imitating. Like, we went from helicopter, 1 propeller to, 6 propellers, whatever it may be. Some are doing less, some are doing more, 4, 8, whatever. They all look the same. They're all imitating each other. Like, no one's thinking of doing it differently. It's just like creating another suitcase with wheels, but making the same suitcase. Just like all the robo-taxis right now are just literally looking like the same car. I mean, even the Hyundai Seven looks just like a normal car. I mean, it looks kind of cool. The back looks really cool. The super cool lights and all the glass and whatnot. But it still looks the same. But the function is different inside, right? Okay, it's a little more practical. It's different. I'm here to argue that's what HOVR is doing. They're different in all sorts of ways, in like 10 plus ways that I have went over in many other videos. I'm not going to repeat myself. One of the best examples we all know, of course, is the fan and wing versus everyone doing the propellers. But yeah, let me continue here. So James Dyson says, so imitation is dangerous to your business. And then he continues to say, the best kind of business is one where you can sell a product at a high price with good margin and at enormous volumes. For that, you have to develop a product that works better, looks better than existing ones. That type of investment is long-term and high risk, or at least it looks like a high-risk policy. In the longer view, it is not half as likely to provide hazardous to one's financial health as simply following the herd. What he's saying here is, while it may look high risk to be bold, do something better, different, perfect your damn product, make it better than the rest. Like, don't go after everyone else is doing. If you just follow the herd, that is the risk. The risk of just doing what everyone else is doing. How are you going to be any better? How are you going to be any different? I mean, yes, there are other vacuum cleaners, let's say, right? But Dyson's the best one. Everyone's going for Dyson. Yes, there might not be just one winner. There might be a few winners in the eVTOL space. But who's going to be the best one? Who's going to be the best design, the most practical solution, the most cost-effective solution, which is also a video I want to make soon. Because I don't know about Joby, because they have vertical integration. But Archer, I think, is pretty damn screwed. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not so bullish Archer anymore. I will just leave it at that for now. I have to really come up with a good analysis on why that is. I have it all in my head. I need to just kind of tell it to you guys. But I know a lot of people are bullish Archer. Doesn't look good. I'll just say that. And not because that whole Archer Grizzly stuff report. I actually went over that in my last video on Hovr, kind of. Because of other reasons that I kind of realized, but whatever. And so, yeah, that's my whole kind of take on that on what Dyson was saying. And I really like the part that he talks about not to go after market research, going after your own star. And where we can see this with HOVR is the fact that they're founded in what, 2000, I don't remember, 12, 13, if I'm correct, or 2008 even. I don't remember actually. I should know this, but either way, they're founded way before the Morgan Stanley report of the 1 trillion thing, and way before even they pivoted to doing eVTOLs. They were initially just going after CTOL amphibious aircraft, not actual vertical flight. And the fact that they pivoted, are able to do it, and Brandon's building this for himself, like he's going after his own star. This is his baby. This is his life mission. Like this is what he wants to do. This is not what he's doing because of the money or because the market research says so. So same with Dyson, you know, it takes determination for Dyson to build over 5,000 prototypes until he got to the, you know, the bladeless vacuum that we all know today. That doesn't take like genius or money even. That takes like just pure determination. Like there's nothing else that can have someone continue doing that. I mean, he literally like scrapped every last penny he had. Like he was, I mean, not saying that Brandon Robinson's doing that, and I don't want him to, you know, suffer and you know, have the stock go down or, you know, have to find new ways to get investment. I'm not saying any of that. But his determination and will and like his goal is something to consider versus just what everyone else is doing and, you know, all the Silicon Valley types. I mean, Jobin of Joby, I think he is pretty determined. Adam Goldstein and Archer, they're more Silicon Valley types. I don't know if they have this in their heart of hearts, but that's not even why. I think other things are why Archer is I'm less bullish on. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to talk about. That just some random things really. And then lastly here, some bonus things. LinkedIn and Discord. Okay, let's talk about the LinkedIn first. I'll leave the Discord for last. LinkedIn, I just wanted to point out someone who commented or just DM'd me on LinkedIn. I don't know if he wants to be known, so I'm just hiding his name and stuff, but I'm just going to read his comment and kind of respond to him because I thought this is just kind of a general comment that I think a lot of people might be wondering. And honestly, this is probably, you know, if you're watching this up to this point, you're probably more really into Hovr, so you probably know all the answers. But, and I probably should make a whole separate video on this really, but whatever, I just kind of wanted to respond. Yeah, I really should probably make a whole separate video or a short, but whatever. This is just a basic answer, okay? So, hi Matan, thanks for putting out your videos on Hovr. I really enjoyed watching them. I also think they're seriously undervalued right now, and I wanted to get your thoughts on a few things. What sort of price targets do you have for the company in the near to mid-term? Do you see Hovr ever overtaking Joby and Archer given their increased payload and speed advantages, even with 250 limit? Firstly, I cannot predict the future, so I'm not going to tell you what I think it's going to be near midterm. If anyone asks me stuff like that, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you any answers. There's no knowing. I mean, come on. If I knew, I would have put all my money, right? But in the near midterm, I mean, I think it's just going to be going up more, to be honest. I don't know how much and what price, but I think the more and more people know about it, the more people realize this is going to be the one. And I don't see people really selling. And I just really like the company, and I think more people find out they'll like the company, and it'll just slowly grow. And in the long term, well, people are going to realize this is like the best aircraft, so it's just going to go up from there. And do I ever see it overtaking Joby and Archer? Archer, yes. I definitely just spoke about how I think Archer might even just be a flop and be like the next Lilium, honestly, in the future. Yeah, to be honest, it's going to be like the next Lilium. Joby, I think Joby will probably stick around. Joby actually is going to be the biggest one, probably. They're already the biggest, right? And they're going after vertical integration. Hovr is not doing anything near what Joby is going to be doing, respectively so. They're going after different things. They're in they're in the same industry, but they're tackling kind of very different things. And Hovr is really just going to be selling their aircraft. They're not going to be operating it. They're not going to be They're not going to be doing a lot of the things that Joby is doing. Joby's really, they're building, they're manufacturing, they're operating, they have also a lot more certification to go through because of all this. They have to go through certification for design development of the aircraft, for standardization and scaling up manufacturing, for certifying pilots, certifying routes, all the operation stuff is just a whole nother business that's just going to be a whole nother headache. Hovr is not dealing with that. And so just given that, market caps should be relative so, and I don't think Hovr will overtake Joby just as respect to that. But that doesn't mean that Hovr still has a lot of upside. So yeah, given that their increased payload and speed advantages of 250 limit, I mean, they definitely have a better aspect in that, but also Hovr's aircraft is going to be like 2 times Joby's. Joby is going to be like 5 million or even less. They can probably cut the cost down since they're going after vertical integration. And I hope for them and assume that they should bring up their numbers a bit. But if they don't, I mean, they're just going after that short range, last mile Uber taxi air flights kind of thing, which not a big fan of. I think there's a lot more potential in the other stuff. So yeah, we'll just say that about that. Also, how strongly do you believe in the company long term? Just mention that. And in your view, is now a good time to start getting in? Appreciate your insights. Keep up the great content. Thanks. I guess I just answered that as well. Long term, bullish, very bullish. If it's a good time to get in, it was a good time to get in yesterday, the day before, tomorrow, man, anytime you're comfortable with. Honestly, I would never say just go like one lump sum. I like dollar cost averaging. I mean, do what you're comfortable with. I personally have a $20 a day every day, buying $20 of Monday through Friday at least. $20 a day buying Hovr. So, as growing slowly as it is. I do also buy a bunch when I see a dip. I also am buying some kind of lump sums. But just to stay consistent, I never know where it's going to be. It's just easier to dollar cost average. So that's what I would recommend for, the general person. If you don't have a lot also to just throw in at one moment. Yeah. All right. As for the last one, Discord. You guys have been asking, not many of you, I don't know, but I wanted to do this. I really wanted to just do this to have more of a community. I know we have the Reddit community, which, by the way, if you don't know about, I will link that also below. The Reddit community is awesome, great due diligence, but Reddit is more of a place to have like everything more formal, like a Facebook post or whatever. I don't know. Whereas the Discord, I wanted to just have this more for the live chat aspect here, right here. So, I'll be jumping on the live chat after we have some people on. I really haven't invited or mentioned this to anyone yet. I just built this. So after we have some people on, I'll be on the live chat like every day. You can talk to me. I just kind of wanted to have this as a community so we can all communicate and like get, just grow a bit of a hive mind. Give me some ideas if you want. If you want, maybe I can make some videos to what, like this guy, right? He just reached out on LinkedIn and I'm like, oh, interesting, nice general questions. I feel like this is something people would want to know. So I put it in the video. I don't know what I'll do with the Discord, where this will go, but I just wanted to make this for a little community. So if you guys want to join, I'll mostly be using it for the live chat, but I also have here, we're going to have like an everyone chat just for chatting general. HOVR chat, just to write whatever you want. HOVR is going to $100. That's my long term, if you're asking. That's a joke. Don't take that literal. But long term, honestly, we could easily go to 100 and more. Actually, if everything plays out like amazingly, right? But anyways, just a general chat for Hovr here. If you guys want to chat about whatever. Aduro and 374 water, supercritical water oxidation, SCWO. These are 3 of my top penny stocks that I really like to talk about on this channel and that I like to invest in. I know most of you are just watching for Hovr and don't care about the other two, which is fine. So you could just stick to this chat and chat with me on the live. We'll mostly just be talking about Hovr and eVTOLs as a whole. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out if you want to join. And yeah, until next time, guys. Thank you for watching. Stay thinking, question everything, and peace out.